Hey guys, welcome to another Meriakh jungle commentary. I apologize in advance. My fraps is absolutely terrible. Or not fraps. The freaking LOL replay is terrible.
30
So,
seconds until minions spawn.
I'm stuck using this, which means we don't have vision of the other team. I don't know why it does this, but it does. So, the team we're actually playing against, this is a 5v5. This is my team. We've got Kevin the Kitty as our support, Zeus ADC, House and B3 is mid, K-Shun is top, and I am the jungle. Versus Magster top, Aframu ADC, Choster support, CRS Cobalt mid, and Wings of Death jungle. So this is a Nautilus versus Garen jungle. And against real players. I wanted to show this game because it was a lot of fun, and it's just cool being able to play against pros. We played against a lot of good teams, but this is really the first time we played against serious, actual pros. So I really wanted to show it. Here we decide to go for their blue, and Choster pulls, being a bastard. Oh my gosh, driving me nuts. So now begins the merry chase. He pulls again. And this level 1 is so fucking crazy. So we managed to get a kill there. And we're like, alright, let's back off. No big deal, right? And then we're like, oh crap, Wing's going in. So anyways, lots of fun antics. Kevin misses his stun, and because of that, like, we don't actually get Aframu, which kind of sucks, right? But then Choster comes back in. I don't know, this Choster is like fucking crazy. He's like going wild. Wings of Death, I don't know what he was thinking, but he gets killed here. We go for Choster. And yeah, so that's the level 1. We get a 3 for 0, which is awesome. But at the same time, House gets put behind here. So you can see that the Easy is level 2, and House is level 1. On top of that, House has to back while Easy is going to be able to sit mid. And because this game is awesome, I can't even see HP of creeps or players, at least some of them. So, freaking low replay is terrible. I apologize for that. I don't know how to fix it, but it is what it is. So, here, House is kind of screwed here, and maybe I should have gone mid, I don't know. But, you know, he wasn't even there, so I was kind of like, alright, not going to worry about it. I go start farming my jungle, get my red, focus on just catching up. Well, not even catching up, just staying ahead, right? Wings of Death is their jungle, so he's obviously a little behind too. He lost his blue. He wasn't farming. I decided I want to go bot first because it just seems like a good idea at the time. Also, bot's pushing, you can see here, and I know the life is gone from him, but you can see there's like 5 purple creeps. So I decided to rush, and I go, 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 go. So that's when I tell him to go, and then even if there's a ward, it doesn't matter, because we're able to catch them out because they're too far forward. And so Aframu fights, dies a horrible death, makes our Caitlyn 4-0. So kind of a stomp at this point, but luckily it's not a complete stomp because our mid makes some OP plays. So what level? Okay, Easy's level 3 here. And he just hit 4. House is level 3. Now you can see like there's about a 15 CS difference, but House has 3 assists, and so he's really not that far behind. Besides the fact that, oh my gosh, he should have got that kill. He fucked up. Like, oh House, oh my gosh, man. All you had to do was hit your Q. So House screwed up. He gets behind. Actually, he wasn't that far behind at that point because it was about 20 CS to 8 or like 23 or something. That's 15 CS difference, which, if you consider the fact that he has 3 assists, 15 CS would be 300 gold. 3 assists is going to be about 200, depending. So, what that means is House really isn't that far behind, and he just like got stomped in a 1v1. He should have just stayed back and played passive. Instead, he went in. So that was a mistake. But anyways, moving on. So I'm shocked here. Like, I was so expecting my blue to be gone. When I saw that it was up, I was like, whoa. Because, like, generally speaking, okay, first off, I went bot to gank, and it should have been obvious I didn't get my blue because I did it earlier. And so here I'm going in. I realized that Maxer hasn't placed a ward yet, so you can see that his ward's up. And so I just kind of go through, like, I don't worry about being stealthy here. So he gets easy kill for a top, and that really puts Vlad ahead. And Vlad is so strong at Cinch anyways. So with that kill, it pretty much means that top's done. Like unless some crazy crap happens, like Wings of Death, like does like 3 ganks top in a row, there's top's not gonna lose, and that's just a fact. So at that point, be pretty happy. Here, bot lane is stomping. No shocker there. Caitlyn has 5 kills, but you can see here, they do manage to get Thresh, or I think they do. Oh my gosh, they don't! What the hell? Oh, the plays! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh man, Garen just got outplayed so hard. Oh man. Wow. I'm sorry this is so buggy. I really am. Wow, but Garen's so low. Yeah, like, I was trying to get low replay to work. I just could not get it to work at the level I wanted it to. But I really wanted to share this game, so even though, like, things look kind of rough. Oh, House! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, House! What are you doing? Okay, so House dies again. I counter jungle his red. So one of the things I noticed that Garen was bot, and so I go straight to his red because I know he started red, so red should be up around 710, 720. So since I know he started it, I go to his red. We get another kill here. Pretty straightforward there. Vlad and Cinch fought. Cinch ran into his tri-bush to get away, and I was there to catch. So nothing too crazy. You can see here, like, all the deaths are from House right now. He's getting stomped mid, like, massively. I kind of feel sorry for him, but at the same time, not really, because he kind of, like, screwed up, so, whatever. We gave him a lot of shit after the game. Like, seriously. So, top's doing good, like, no issues. Bot is, like, insanely fed right now. And so, really, my job as jungler now is to not let bot or top get any kind of snowball. Like, mid at this point is really far behind. I can help defend mid a little, and I will, but since mid's so far behind, and since Easy's such a difficult champion to catch, I can't necessarily kill him. What I can do is I can force Easy to run away and not kill House. Oh, this is so bad, like... Oh my gosh, man. House is so far behind, like, so far behind. And, like, I want to chase him, I really want to chase, but Wings of Death is there, so I have to back off. Like, yeah, pretty rough game. You can see, like, he's down by 30 CS, that's crazy. But, that being said, bot's way ahead, top's way ahead. This game's a little weird. We didn't actually do Dragon that early. I think we do it, like, right now. We didn't do early because, like, bot's stomping anyways, and they're having a great time stomping, so there wasn't really any need to do it. I also got a few good ganks off, like, so we gave it another minute or two. We could have done Dragon, like, 2 or 3 minutes ago, but I think all of us were really doing well in our lanes, except for House, of course, and so we just felt like, let's go ahead and keep farming I got another gank top because of it. Bot was getting lots of kills, so it went really well there. And so we got a free dragon there. No shocker. That's something like if your bottom is way ahead like ours is, you should always be getting dragon. Oh, and this part's kind of weird. Chaucer decides that he's useless bot, which he really is, and so he decides to go ahead and help out mid. And so I kind of camp it too, because the problem is, like, I really want House to get some farm. Like, at this point, when you're so far behind in a lane, it's extremely difficult to come back, especially against someone like an Easy who can Q to you at any time. And so really what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to play interference for House, like trying to help him out, try to give him a chance to farm a little bit, because I don't want him I don't want to lose our tower. I don't want House to keep dying. So here Joshua pulls me. Really doesn't want to pull me that much. She's like, you know, I think I'll just back up. Whatever. This is actually a tough situation for us because we're actually pretty far behind. So, since Karthus is so behind Easy, we can't duel him. And so that causes some issues. Oh, and it was funny. I'm like, build armor, Karthus, build armor, you're going against Easy. But actually, Easy goes AP. So, it's a bad idea. Do not build armor, build magic resist. So here, I actually don't know what happened here. I'm assuming that, like, Caitlyn got a little too excited, and he died. So here I'm still holding him off, trying to keep him back. You know, I don't want to take House's farm, but at the same time, I want to keep him off the tower. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Like, they're poking so hard, it's freaking annoying. So there, I actually block the creeps for, you know, not that big a deal, but I blocked the creeps that Cobalt would have got. Because, you know, if I can reduce his farm, then I'm happy. Like, I don't care if I take a little bit of damage to do it, so. Yeah, bot lane is just stomp-tastic. If you look at CS right now, I'm at 62. Wings of Death is 56, so pretty close. Of course, I've got 7 assists, and he has 1, so I'm obviously ahead. Zeus, Caitlyn, he's 7-1-2, 75 versus 1-3-0 and 55. So, considering how like stacked the lane is, Afternoon's doing pretty well. But like, you know, he's way behind right now. Like, Caitlyn is very fed. She almost has a VT at 13 minutes, which is always a warning sign. I'm assuming that if she went back, she'd be able to get it. House has 40 versus Cobalt 93, so House is getting stomped. I don't think he should be losing that badly. Like, I mean, I know he's losing, but actually House doesn't usually play Karthus, so this was new for him. And playing against a pro player, I kind of get it, you know, that's never fun. Here, I think another kill. Top gets a kill. So, all good. I think power goes down here. Yeah. And House gets out. So one thing here, we don't have any wards mid, and I think I realized that, and I actually tried to fix it. The problem is, the only thing I've got is a vision ward. I don't like using those to just generally ward because, you know, they do cost more money. So Zeus does an like bot does so good here. Like, this is such good plays. Like, no joke. Like, first Zeus avoids the hook, and then he goes back and is saved by the lantern, and then they get a kill after running away from 3 people. I come in, I flash hook, and we slow down Wings of Death. Now Wings of Death is like, screw it, I'm so dead. He goes in and he gets stomped, and so like we outplayed him. Like that bot lane those bot lane plays were great. Like the way Zeus like avoided the hook and then got the lantern, and right when the enemy was going in, Kevin used his flay, and completely stopped everyone from going anywhere. Like it was amazing. Like those are very good plays. And then of course they got a kill, and I followed up with a nice slash hook. So everyone on our team like played that perfectly. And at this point it's kind of a stomp, right? So we have 3 towers. We have the first dragon, and we're doing really well. I don't think I've recorded any games that are actual stomps, so this is definitely unique. Here I'm like, oh, this is a bad idea, not good. But look how tanky I am. I'm so tanky, and they just can't kill me. So we're all 5 here. Like, and we decided to back it up. Like we have a free tower top. They're split. They really can't do anything here. But okay, so I want to talk a little bit about what's the jungler's role. So in this game, this is a huge stomp. Like we're way ahead. So my role, it's really similar to what it is in any game, but there are some differences. Like the first thing is, I do not want my snowball lanes to stop snowballing. Generally, if a lane's ahead, you want to try to keep pushing that lane, because what it means when they're ahead is that they're more easily able to get kills, right? So, for instance, Caitlyn has 2 kills. She has a BF sword, and the enemy doesn't. That means that Caitlyn's going to win trades. So if I can force engages, Caitlyn's going to win. Even if it's a 3v3, Caitlyn's going to win, because she has the better items. And so that's why it's a really good idea to try to snowball the lane that's ahead even more. Because what often happens, first off, when the lane's ahead, the enemy jungler's usually there, because, or it's pretty often there, at least if they feel like they can get a gank off. And so that's one reason why you want to snowball lanes, because if the enemy jungler's there and it's a 3v3, your team's going to win it. And so that's one reason why you want to gank lanes that are ahead, if you can. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes like lanes are closed or something else. But if you can gank them, it's a really good idea. Oh, here I'm like, oh come on, Caitlyn, come on, get the kill, come on, and he like flashes and ults, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll just kill it. Baited the flash, that's right. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's why you often want to snowball lanes that are ahead, because first off, it's safe. It's really, really safe. As opposed to trying to fight a lane that's behind. So what happens when you fight a lane that's behind? First off, like with this Karthus, right? First off, Karthus can't stop me. Or Karthus can't do anything to Easy, really. He's not going to win it 1v1. If you add in Wings of Death with Garen, all of a sudden it's a 2v2, where the lane is weaker. And let's assume junglers are equal, right? And so what that means is that we're going to lose the fight. And it's dangerous. Obviously, what could happen is the guy's ahead, and we manage to do a 2v1, we get a gank off, it's a kill. That can happen, but at the same time, first off, it's risky, because if the jungler's there, then it's 2v2, and guess what? The one behind is on my team. We're not going to win a 2v2. So that's the first thing. The second thing, it's harder to get a gank. It's harder to get a kill, right? So because he's behind, he's not going to do as much damage. So there's another reason why you want to do, why you don't want to gank a lane that's really far behind, because we may not get a kill. So not only is it dangerous, it's also less likely to then a kill. On the other hand, ganking a lane that's ahead, what that does for you is it gives you, first off, it's not dangerous, because if it becomes a 3v3, you're going to win, or you're very, very likely to win, because your lane's stronger. Even if it's a 3v2, you're more likely to get a kill because your lane's stronger. And so that's why, general rule of thumb, if a lane is really far behind, you don't want to gank it. If a lane is just a little bit behind, it's definitely a good idea to gank it so they can get ahead. You don't always want to, but very commonly it's a good idea. And if a lane is ahead, you definitely want to gank it, because what that does is it gives you it gives you a very easy kill. It allows you to push a tower. Possibly get you more than one kill because if the jungler's there. Because they're trying to help a behind lane. So those are some things to think about when juggling, especially with the stomp. So like that's what I did here. Like our bot lane was ahead. They went back, they bought some items, and they came into lane. And so I went straight bot because I wanted to get our bot lane even more ahead. And we ended up doing so. With mid, I held mid, but I didn't gank it. And that's a fine distinction. So I went mid and I held it. I wasn't going ham. I wasn't like going crazy trying to kill Ezreal, except for like one time. And even that, I wasn't like going wild with it. And so really the thought with that was I don't want mid to get pushed down. I want at least our mid lane to be solid, like to not lose it, to not have Ezreal impact other lanes. So what I did is I held Ezreal mid, and because of that, he can't impact bot. He can't impact top. Since both my top and bot were ahead, like I was able to sit mid and not worry about those lanes nearly as much. And that's another thing. Like a jungler's job is really, really hard when a team's behind, because there's too many things you have to do. There's too many places you have to be because you need to be helping everyone.
Unstoppable.
But when you're ahead, a jungler's job is really easy because he's able to either get successful ganks and get ahead, or he's able to help whatever lane's behind and make sure that they can catch up. And helping doesn't always mean ganking. So here I get a kill on Singe. At this point, game's over, in my opinion. 24-8. I'm assuming the gold lead is probably like 8,000, 10,000. I don't know what CS looks like. Let me see. You can see I'm actually behind Wings of Death. He's been farming, of course, only behind in CS. I'm obviously ahead in everything else. Zeus is actually ahead of Aphromoo. House is behind a Cobalt, but he hasn't gotten more behind. He's actually about the same as he was before. House is doing actually quite terrible in this game. And then we've got Vladimir's doing great. He's doing really good. I mean, he's destroying top. So, I mean, this game's over in my opinion. Like, over. It's been over. That's another thing. Like, the level 1 cheese. So being able to do a level 1 invade and get like 2 or 3 kills off of it is extremely powerful, but it can also be risky. Because what happens is, if you do lose at level 1, like let's say you go in, you do an invade, and you don't get any kills, and let's say you lose the buff. This puts your team way behind, because first off, your lanes aren't farming because they're invading. And second off, you are now in a position where you're not going to get help with a buff and you're still level 1. And so, invading is a high risk, high reward kind of thing. If it works, it can be extremely strong and it can snowball your team. If it doesn't work, it's extremely bad and it can be the reason you lose. So it's definitely got 2 sides to it. Once again, I apologize for this. Like, I know the quality's terrible of this game. This little, there's no official replay tool, and little replay is all I've got, and it just doesn't work that well. So, if you look at my build, I'm doing a standard Nautilus build. Ancient Golem, armor boots. Sometimes I don't do armor boots. I did armor boots this game because I thought Easy was going to go AD. And he still does some AD damage, but not that much. But I thought he was going to be AD. And obviously Wings of Death's AD, Aphromoov's AD, and Mag starts way behind. And so I just felt like armor boots were good here. They weren't as good as I thought they'd be. So I could have gotten mobile boots very easily, especially since we were ahead. Honestly, not a huge deal. And of course, Runic Bulwark, very standard on junglers, in my opinion. It's junglers should be building Runic Bulwark if he can, because the support really doesn't make enough money to get it early enough. So what ends up happening is, unless the support gets fed, he's not going to make enough money from runic forward. Or to make runic forward quickly. And so here, we'll push on the base towers. We can see that Wings of Death and CRS Corwell are in other lanes. So this is a pretty obvious thing. And we're just fucking around at this point. I don't know what people have been saying. Yeah. Twitch.tv, I don't have a stream.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
So here we decide just to push for the win. And we actually don't get it here. Because these bastards, they fought and they fought. Even though they're down by like 12k gold, they did not give up. Oh my gosh, Caitlyn's doing so much damage. Oh man, I didn't realize that. Apparently he didn't kill Choster there. Yeah, so they actually stop us here. Funny enough. As funny as that may seem. And Karthus, you know, he's just sitting there, he's like doing a lot of damage. No big deal. Try to chase this guy, we kinda catch him. We're like, screw it. Let's go after easy. Yeah. So we're like, alright, that's good game, right? No, not right. Yeah. Yeah, I missed a hook there. Oh, that was awesome. He's like, hey man, come to me. I'm like, sure thing. And they just keep rezzing. I just want to win, and like, they're just like not letting us win. Yeah, so. But anyways, yeah, so really things figure from this game, and I really had fun. Like, this is so much fun to play. It was so cool to play against pros, but like, some things to pick up is it's the early invade. The early invade, high risk, high reward.
An enemy has been
And
slain.
what ends up happening if you do a good invade like we did this game is it can snowball every other lane. Now, I mean, that's not all there is to it, right? Like, if I hadn't ganked bottom, Afrumu and whatever his name is, Choster, could have definitely won. But because I came in and I put more pressure on bot, so bot was already ahead for my team. But when I came in and I put even more pressure, that put us way ahead. Bottom. And really what ended up happening is with those 2 kills afterwards, it essentially made it so that there was no way at all for bottom to come back. And so, you know, some of the things take away. Whichever lane's ahead, help them get more ahead. Help them get more fed. So when you're trying to snowball, don't necessarily focus on the weak lanes. The only reason I focused on Karthus was because I wanted to let Karthus farm a little bit, and I needed to be there to let him do it. But I wasn't necessarily trying to gank. Obviously, if I could have gotten a kill, that would be great, but that wasn't the focus. And so that's one thing to think about is, you know, where should you be? Like, it's not always just about help the lane that's behind, or help the lane that's ahead. Sometimes there are lanes you can't gank, even though they're ahead, and you need to realize that. So, there's a lot of things to think about. But, you know, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun with this game. We actually played him again afterwards, and the same thing happened, except opposite. So, they did an invade, we tried to counter it, and